Okay, this is a 1991 Honda Accord, and if I know it's kind of hard to see, I'm gonna try and stick the camera in here, but right down here where the cigarette lighter is, it's broken. So in order to replace that, you actually have to replace the whole entire dash. Well, the little black part anyway, that's right here. So just this part right in here, okay? So in order to do that, you have to remove all kinds of screws. So you got to remove the ducts here, and this one here, and there's a screw up in here, and in here as well. And then there's a screw that you have to loosen up in here, 2 of them, and then one way down in here behind this thing here, okay? Then you also have to remove the dimmer switch, which is right here. It comes out like this, and it goes right there. And then you have to remove the cruise control switch, which goes right here, and it looks like this. Okay, they just pop right out. You do gotta pry it out. I brought handy dandy screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver. I bought my claw in case the screw slips, which they have, so I can get it. And I got a pick, just so that I can get in here, because especially on this one right here, you have to get something very thin in there to remove the what's holding it in, because it's not being held by a screw. And then once you get it out, you can see that screw hole. There's a screw that you have to remove right there, okay? And the same thing for the cruise control. So I got all the screws out. So now what I got to do is I got to jimmy it so that I can get it out easy past the steering wheel. And I almost got it all completely out. So I will be right back once I got it out. But as you can see, it does come out pretty decently easy. Just got to pull it gently so you don't crack anything else that's on there, okay? Okay, so here it is so far. Let the camera focus in here. All right, as you can see, I got it all out. Now, I know nothing about stereos, but obviously I'm going to have to unplug the stereo as well. But the whole dash did come out. It was a small chore, but as long as you're just nice and gentle with it, it does come right out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect the stereo and then get all that pulled out, put it on the new one, and the new dash, replacement dash that I have right here, and then go from there. The other thing I forgot to mention as well is you do got to get the cruise control, these ones, I can't even remember the name, the defroster and the emergency signal unplugged as well from right back in there. So before you pull the dash completely out, it's easier to get these switches off by just popping them like this and then taking them off from back, because you can get to the clip easier than trying to reach from behind when you already have the dash out. Believe me, I learned that lesson the hard way. So just make sure they're out a little bit, like you can see from right here. It's just barely out, and then these pop right out easy, and then you can get to the clip in the back a lot simpler. Okay, as you can see, the dash has been removed, and now I'm going to put it all back together. One of the other things I did forget to mention is this little plug right back in here. This one right here is the actual plug for the cigarette lighter. And obviously you got to unplug that before you remove the dash completely. I did not have to unplug the stereo, thank God. It just slipped right through the case. Whoever installed it obviously didn't install it permanently. So that was a good thing for me. So anyway, here you go. All taken apart. And now I'm going to put it back together. And I will be back in just a few short seconds. Now that I've got the dash apart, I'm also going to take a minute to see if I can fix my heat control. As you can hear, it doesn't click. And I don't know if it normally clicks, but the mechanic told me that he believes the cable that controls this has been disengaged from back in here in the back. I've looked inside the engine and the cable is fine. So every time I want it hot, I have to move it from inside the engine. Every time I want it cold, I have to remove it again, move it inside the engine. So while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can fix that as well. Okay guys, here it is. I got it taken apart, and all it was just 4 screws that I had to take out. 2 on the top. You can see right here in the bracket right here, 2 on top, 1 right here, 1 right here, and the same thing on the bottoms. Or this is the bottom, that's the top. Okay, so it's real simple. Now to get this part out, see if you can see it without the sunlight in the way. All you gotta do is bring this bar over to the edge, and the edge with the crack in it. It's not broken. There's a natural crack there. You loosen this screw, and that cable will come out of the stick that's there. I don't know if you can get a good angle. You can see it right there, but you got to get it to where the crack in the plastic is, which is, again, the crack is there on purpose to pull that in and out. And then you just loosen this screw right here, and that takes that cable right out, and then you can install the new one, which is what I'm about to do. Okay, I got it all taken apart. You can see right here the cable's gone or off, and this is the new piece that I'm going to put back on. And if you can see right here, this is the part that I told you that it's separated so that you can get this cable in there easier without breaking anything. And then the clamp, the screw, I already just took this off, so then I'm going to put it back on. Once I put the cable back on, I'm going to plug the plugs back in, and then put the heating and air conditioning control back on. So anyway, got it done. It's a lot simpler than what I expected it to be, that's for sure. Okay, as you can see now, the air conditioning and heating control module is back on. You can grab on it, pull it. I put 1, 2, 3, and 4 screws back in, and I did plug in the controls for this, the cable, the controls for this, and then the controls for these as well. Okay, so all that got plugged back in. It was a lot easier than what I did, than what I figured it would be. You just got to play with that cable so that it slips into the lever that's controlled by this. But other than that, you're good to go. It's real simple. Okay, so as you can see, without the shadows and the sunlight, I hope, the dash has been completely put on. I will tell you that I was not able to figure out how to take this part out. It looked like the replacement that I got from the junkyard had a little bit of a crack here. So it looks like it pops out, and then you could have put the screw that goes in underneath there, but I did not put that screw there because I didn't want to take the chance of breaking it, and I'm going to take my chances and hopefully it goes okay. Excuse me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the screw that goes right here where the ashtray goes, and then I'm going to put these 2 screws that go right up here into the heater control. And then I'm going to put the switches back on, the screws that go inside the vents here, then the vents themselves, and then these are the switches that go here and here. And then same thing on this side. So if you can see, I'm not sure if the shadows there. There's a cruise control switch here, and then the fan control here, or not the fan control, but you know, a screw goes in there, and another screw goes in here, and this is the coin tray. So, but I should be done probably within the next 20 minutes or less. Okay, as you can see, everything is on and it's pretty sturdy. I got all the screws put in, even the hard ones that were up here on the tops right here. Everything seems to be good and ready to go. Now the only thing we got left to do is to put on the switches and the vents. Okay, the vents are real easy to put on. They just have that little hole right there, and on there fit into the little divots, if you will, or whatever these things would be called, put in there, and they just pop right in. And in the switches, they just get connected right there. It's one size does not fit all, so you can't go wrong. They're each gonna go to the appropriate plug, so nothing to worry about there. So as you can see, I got this thing actually turning, so that's a wonderful plus for me, because now we can get the heat without having to go underneath the hood to do that. Got all of the holes with all the plugs put back in. You can see everything's there. Now I just got to plug it all back in. So anyway, let me put them all back in, and we'll be right back to finish it up. Alrighty guys, well here you have it. Everything's been put back in its place, except for these little 2 ones right here, and I just wanted to leave those right here so that I can show you that you just snap in right in there. Then you just put them right in, and these clips go right in there like that. Just like that. And good to go. Flasher's working. Heater's working. Might help if I open it. Yep, seems like we're all good and set. Cigarette lighter's right there in place. Everything's working great. So if somebody who is like me, who has no clue as to how to do these things, but you're a tightwad as bad as me, because I refuse to pay hundreds if not thousands of dollars to people to do this, great. Then if I can do it, you can do it. So I hope you enjoy. Let me know. Subscribe, or tell me, hey, you're an idiot, or hey, thanks for letting me know that if somebody like you can do it, I can do it too. Again, this is all because I'm a tightwad and I don't want to pay somebody hundreds if not thousands of dollars to do the work for me. Alrighty guys, thank you so much. Have a great day.